Sagittarius, I have all your cards out on the table. I just read your reading, and I'm going to tell you right up front before we get into the reading. I am stumbling over my words for a lot of this reading. The reason why is because there was a bit of a picking up of another person's energy that was being very evasive and elusive, and it's because of really a lack of honesty. It comes across very clunky, and so I'm just warning you now, if you're not in the mood for a very awkward tarot reading, you may want to skip on to something else. But if you have a person from your past that isn't a very direct speaker and can be dishonest and stuff, this may be your reading. So take it as it resonates, proceed with caution, okay? But anyway, thank you for stopping by regardless of you watch or not, okay? Sagittarius, what's up, Sagittarius? Welcome to your weekly reading that is also timeless on Fire Fridays, where every Friday I read for you. How are you? Hope everybody's doing well out there. If you are here for the first time, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. How are you? I truly appreciate it. Thank you for trusting me with this and hanging out with me today. I'm here to read for your highest good and your highest outcome, and it is my pleasure to do so. I think today, I have several decks out. I think today we're gonna kick it, we're kicking it off with the Starman Tarot. I think we did this last week, but we're doing Starman today, and I got the cards all weird. Okay, cool. I'm gonna kick it off with the Starman today. 3 cards of general energy, and then we'll be clarifying with something else, and then getting in 3 cards of potential outcome with something. We'll make it up as we go here. That's how we roll out here. I guess I am in a van, so we do literally roll at times. Anyway, I'll stop talking and we'll get right into it. Looks like we're kicking it off with the 7 of Swords. Very unique 7 of Swords too. Yeah, 7 of Swords here. And we've got the Ace of Wands. All right. And we've got the King of Cups. Okay, 7 of Swords, Ace of Wands, King of Cups. Underlying energy is the World. The World, wow, end of a big cycle. Seeing the World and the Ace of Wands, that's, yeah, the end of a cycle, something positive. There's an emotional element to this, an emotional mastery with the King of Cups here. I think that such an interesting energy. 7 of Swords. Kind of feels more like tact. Sometimes the 7 of Swords can be associated with like deceit, but it feels more like tactful energy or cautious plan. Not really cautious planning, but clever planning. Cleverness isn't always unethical. So it doesn't feel too sneaky to me. It feels more clever more than anything. That doesn't really coincide with the imagery of this card. It's just sort of what I'm feeling about this. Because we have this passion of the Ace of Wands being sort of balanced with this King of Cups energy, which is that emotional maturity. So the fire and water are sort of tempering each other. Temperance, right? Sagittarius, they're kind of canceling each other out in a way. Not really. It's, yeah, passion and fulfilled emotion. Okay. Some of you out there are feeling some of you are feeling a certain way about a person. This energy could be reversed too, but I see this emotional, this King of Cups is just being emotionally full and just a deep, loving feeling combined with the passion of the 8 of Wands and the World and the 7 of Swords. It's like somebody feels so much love and passion towards another person, and they're approaching the situation very cautiously, and it's like they think the world of you. I'm out on a limb a little bit here, but that's sort of something that's coming up here. Okay. So I mean, not much to go off of here, but it does feel like it's something of a love reading, or something that you love doing, that you're very passionate about, that you're trying to craft into a career path or something that means the world to you, I guess. I don't know, Sagittarius, this is sort of different. I'm feeling slightly blocked at the moment, but we'll get some clarification and see if this will clear up for me. There's something a little resistant about this energy, or guarded maybe. Well, let's get some clarification on the Seven of Swords. Guarded, yeah, the Seven of Swords is kind of guarded energy, isn't it? You could think of it that way. I don't know. We've got the Chariot. Okay, kicking it off with the Chariot here. Cancer energy. The Lovers. Gemini. And the Ten of Swords. It's a clear and definitive ending. And the Ace of Swords. Truth revealed through clear communication. Okay. Feels like the end of a soul contract, maybe, that you had with somebody that is essentially propelling you forward into something new. We have multiple energies here. In the love sense, it feels like multiple energies, because there was an ending here, a clear ending. There could have been some, I think with the Seven of Swords here, it does feel like in that case it's I think I'm getting on path now here, Sagittarius. Thank you for bearing with me. I don't know why it's so difficult today, but I feel like this there was dishonesty in this situation in the past, but it's been clarified, and there's been an ending, a clear ending to it, a definitive ending to it, with the World card on the bottom here, and the Ten of Swords. Those are both endings, Gemini energy with the Lovers, like I said, and Cancer energy with Chariot. So this past person could have Cancer or Gemini energy, of course, or both, who knows. It definitely shifts things. So, Sagittarius, it could be that this past position of deception, it's almost reading like a past, present, future at this point, and I am going slow, so this might take a minute. Bear with me. I don't know what's going on. This past position, I think this thing has ended. There was some deception, certainly. It's ended a major cycle in your life as well, with the World card underlying. There's a new passion, and there's an emotional maturity. So this particular situation has Seven of Swords. This situation in particular has brought about an emotional security in your life, that you're stepping into at this time, Sagittarius. Regarding the Ace of Wands, lo and behold, it's the Seven of Swords. Again, more deception energy. I feel like every time I'm picking up on something, I'm getting sort of contraindicated by the cards. We'll get to the bottom of this, Sagittarius. We'll get to the bottom of this. I promise. I don't know. I mean, this doesn't... I normally don't have too much struggle reading you, Sagittarius. It's typically been pretty natural. We've got the Queen of Wands. Okay, Seven of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. Okay, underlying the deck is the Knight of Wands. Okay, So there's a lot of wand energy here. Let's start with that. The Queen of Wands is fucking A, man. I don't want to put this on the internet now. I'm all up in my head about it. The Knight of Wands is this extremely passionate energy, but that can burn out and be distracted and attracted to a new passion. So this is, in this context, you could think of him as like the F-boy. You know, this is sort of player energy here, in a sense that like you may have been approached with a great deal of passion, but it's not stable, it's not consistent in some way. And that Ace of Wands that we're clarifying, it's like, yeah, that's you know, sometimes can imply some sexual energy, of course, and it could be something of that nature. Obviously, this person has not been honest with you in some way. I think you're recognizing that. I think you have recognized that, and I feel that there's been some substantial change in your confidence. Sagittarius, a change in your confidence and sort of a reigniting of your genuine passion. I guess what's underneath it all that's caused you to have a great deal of confidence and sort of yeah, I mean, I see you showing up as the Queen of Wands here. And we have rapid communication coming in. Why does this reading feel so freaking weird? Okay. Let's take a minute, okay, Sagittarius? Deep breath. Okay. All right, let's move forward. Let's clarify the King of Cups. I'm getting some really evasive vibes here. Very evasive, very... Oh, I feel like there's a bit of a mimetic nature to this reading, and that I kind of feel like that maybe there's this energy that I've got is like, it could be something, this evasiveness and this confusion, this lack of clear communication could be something that's like an energy of a person in this situation. Somebody's not speaking directly to you. Somebody can't get the message across that they're trying to get across in some way. And I think, I think that's why. So again, I was thinking of you as the Queen of Wands here, and I feel like your communication is extremely direct with this person. And they've been, in that Knight of Wands energy that's sort of fizzled out, and I feel like they just they're just not communicating clearly, and they've been really sneaky and strange about it. They're not giving you straight answers. And apparently I have to freaking embarrass myself on the internet to get that point across. I don't know why. Regarding the King of Cups, this is such a train wreck. Regarding the King of Cups, we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is the security guard of the tarot. Boundary setting. King of Cups, your emotional maturity and mastery has come through healthy boundaries. It's something you've learned. And yes, I am conflating you with the King of Cups as well as the Queen of Wands, and I know that's a little bit of a mishmash, but we all have masculine and feminine energies within us, of course. So regardless of our gender, we embody both. There's a time and place for both, of course. So, all right. Page of Wands. Jeez, what the fuck is going on? I've never had this much trouble with you, Sagittarius, ever. Like, ever. Good Lord, this is embarrassing. I feel very exposed in a weird way. All right, we got the Page of Swords. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, it's kind of you getting your power back. And then we have the King of Swords. King of Swords being that having mastery of communication and of the mental space. You're not letting your emotions override your ability to think rationally. I feel like what's gone on in this circumstance has been that you've learned to establish healthy boundaries. You've conveyed that message that you're not going to be manipulated or taken advantage of anymore. You've worked very, very hard on investing in yourself here. Very, very hard on that. And you've been very clear with your ability to reason and think through this circumstance because you're not letting your emotions override. That's fantastic. Underlying the deck is the Page of Cups. You've got a person here that, again, it's like they may come back around with a message of some kind of offer of love of some kind. I don't think... Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't feel like you're going to take it. I don't think you'll take them up on that offer because you can see through. They've been seeing the Seven of Swords come up twice in this reading. It's been like an indication. It's like they weren't honest in the past, and I feel like they're coming forward again, but they're not being honest again. It's like they've just come back around again. You know, the past dishonesty and this in the middle column, this Ace of Wands, again with the Seven of Swords, it's like they just come back around again and they're continuing to be dishonest. But, you know, they're bringing this cup, but it's not a very good cup, you know, it's just, it's them. It's them. And I think, you know, if you know who they are, and you know, it's like, that's, you'll know better. I guess the gist of this message, Sagittarius, is somebody's coming back around and with their same shit, their same bullshit, and I feel like you're going to see through it. They don't know how to communicate with you. Obviously, I mean, that energy was absolutely ridiculous. I couldn't make heads or tails of this. It's like they don't even know. They're confused. They don't know. They don't understand what's going on at all. In their own minds, I feel like they're conflicted within themselves even about this. They do know they feel some passion towards you, but they're still being sneaky and weird, and it's like, it's just, that's insufferable. Good Lord, what an annoying energy. If you've struggled through this reading with me, thank you. Thank you for sticking with it, because good God. All right, our potential outcome that we're kicking it off with is the Sacred Clown. This is the Fool card. It's a new, it's the beginning of a new journey, of course. We had the World earlier, underlying, as you recall. And then we've got the beginning here. So we have the ending and the beginning. Sacred Clown. Very, very interesting take on the Fool. I feel, and I wish I could think of the name of the Heyoka. A Heyoka empath is one that reflects energies in order to make points. And that's kind of what I did in this reading, actually. The Sacred Clown, I kind of took on the energy of the Sacred Clown myself, being fully unable to speak to you, and so flighty and weird, and to my own detriment. I mean, my ego is bruised. I really don't want to post this, but I'm going to have to, unfortunately. It was that energy. So that's just interesting, Sacred Clown. I was looking for that word Heyoka earlier to describe what was going on, and I couldn't find it. But here it is. But it's also just more strictly speaking, it is the Fool card. It's a new potential beginning for you, Sagittarius, in a new form. Which is it's mildly alarming. Some of you may be tempted to start again with this person, even though I think you know better. We have the Three of Swords. Yeah, and if you do that, there's heartbreak. Three of Swords. This is an interesting one. The person sitting there, kind of sitting in their sorrow. The swords aren't going through them. The swords are sort of around them, almost kind of like the Eight of Swords energy, where there's a sensation of being trapped. I think there's just a lot of potential heartache here and confusion too. That box with the question mark, that's very unique. Is that a fetus? These are really weird cards. You'll have to forgive me. I stare at them way too long sometimes, but that's because there's so much odd things going on in here. Yeah, there's a lot of heartache. There is it feels very retrograde-y energy, like wanting to communicate or express yourself in some way. There's paint cans and a quill, like a pen. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I think, generally speaking, though, it's a warning, Sagittarius. Be careful with this. If you end up going against your own rational reasoning skills here and you actually go back to this situation, it's going to be painful. All right, one more card. Thank you for bearing with me, Sagittarius. I have not ever struggled this hard to read for you. It's strange. It's a strange energy. I don't like it. It's very uncomfortable. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is that looking back on things, you're taking stock of it. Wondering if it was all worth it. Is the juice worth the squeeze? There are three... There's kind of a weird... There's sort of like a... I guess I would call it the Kingdom of Heaven. I don't really know, but this city that's up in the clouds. And it's sort of... It's almost like there was a failed attempt to get there. Like you really wanted something to work and it didn't work. And you're looking back at it and questioning why. We have the root, the solar plexus, and the heart chakra colors at the top here. So the root being our kind of survival base and our, fears and anger and things like that. The solar plexus being the will, the yellow is the will, the I am, it's the ego. And then the heart is the heart. The green is the heart. One thing I can't help but notice is the solar plexus colors are dominating most of this. So there's an element of ego here. You don't know why it didn't work because your vision could potentially be clouded by your own ego. Underlying the deck is the Seven of Wands. It's defensive energy. The person is up there on that pillar, I guess I'll call it, or rock, I don't know, stump. It looks more like a pillar. All these wand energies are coming at, and you're defending yourself. There's a defensive energy here. So, Sagittarius, there's a stern warning here. If you do this again, it's going to bring some pain, some confusion, and a whole lot of defensiveness. In other words, you're going to be having to defend your actions to somebody. I don't know who. Take it as it resonates, I guess. That's kind of for you to answer. This is a strange reading, certainly. And I guess with all the retrograding going on right now, it's like, I guess it's valid for some of you. You may have you may have this deceiving energy coming back around in your life, and you really have a choice here in terms of trying again and experiencing some pain, or staying steadfast in that energy of the King of Swords, the King of Cups, and that Queen of Wands, you know. In your heart of hearts, you know that it's not something that can work. So, very specific, very strange. If this was your message, happy I could help. If this resonated and you're not subscribed, of course, please consider subscribing. Please consider hitting the like button if you liked the video. For the rest of you that this didn't make a hell of a lot of sense for, please consider checking your moon, rising, and Venus signs for maybe something else that may resonate more with you. But regardless, Sagittarius, thank you for spending your time with me today. I still can't talk. I hope you have a beautiful week, and hope to see you next Friday, where I will read cards like a sane person, probably, and not so weirdly. This was a strange one. Okay, Sagittarius, take care. I'll see you next time. All right, Sagittarius, this is a little strange. I'm going to throw this in at the end of the reading. After finishing the reading, I kind of felt like I needed to go to an oracle, and anyway, we wound up with 3 Archangel Oracle cards today. I haven't worked with these much, a little bit. This is actually not my deck. I don't own this deck, so but Dorian Virtue, classic stuff. Anyway, we're going to look at these 3 just to sort of cap off the reading for a little bit of advice, because it's a strange reading. It just didn't sit right with me, and I know there's a little more advice that's needed. So we're kicking it off with Breathe. Archangel Raphael, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. I find that interesting. I stopped in the middle of the reading to take deep breaths, so it's advice for you. Okay. I like that it says to release old patterns, because there was such a warning about these patterns. Clairaudience, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Zadkiel. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. So, yeah, your inner voice, which you can trust. You can trust your inner voice. You can trust the advice of friends and family and people with pure intentions around you. And if you're ever not sure about that, preceding it with several deep breaths will definitely help gain some clarity there. A little bit of mental focus, a little bit of meditation. And finally, chakra clearing. Archangel Metatron, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. I think that's really interesting. The 3 of Swords card that we looked at in the Starman Tarot had different things within it that kind of felt like there was a desire to express in certain ways. I believe there was, I don't know why I'm picking that up, a desire to express. It's that lack of ability to communicate, I think, is kind of what the crux of it was, that there was some need to express. And some of you may feel compelled to do this, but you may want to look into sacred geometry, or even draw some of this stuff. I mean, I don't know. That's a little out of the box. I'm not sure what that means, even, to be honest. But I think you will, in terms of how to apply it. And I think if you can trust your inner voice on that too. So I've never tried it before, but I would wonder if meditating on geometric shapes would help unlock some of that clairaudience and some of that intuition that you need in this time. Because I feel like there's this It just, I don't know. The whole thing feels so slippery. Um, but anyway, that is what I have for you, Sagittarius. This was a weird reading. Thank you for bearing with me, and hope to see you next Friday.